说我们的会太无聊了，很多人参加，真的，坐在这里没事做，就无聊，觉得无聊。我觉得这个确实，这个会议就是每次都一样，对吧？每次都得写。最后一天就是最无聊了。对，都这样。他们以为很有趣。我看那个别的国家的，别的 region 的也都这样。我比较少参加别的。别的都你没参加那个 rap 的，咱们不都去过？对对对，我没有从头做到尾。你今年去别的地方吗？我也没去。今年我们比较忙。
Okay, shall we start now?
没有在那个经历里面。
Welcome back, everyone. I think we are still waiting for some folks to walk in. Let's give another minute and then we can start. While we wait, can I make sure Aftab is ready to present?
Teasing the baby.
Okay, I think we should get moving. Aftab? Can I get Aftab to come in? We will start the second part of the AMM starting with Aftab reporting on the session on ASO review.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Gaurav. Hi, I'm Aftab Siddiqui. I'll be presenting the ASO consultation review sessions update we had earlier. So we had a long ASO review consultation session. I just want to give you a brief overview of that. That was the third review session. We started our discussion in Taichung during APNIC 44, and then we continued in Apricot 18, and then we are here now. So all the details of the session are on the website. You can download the presentation, you can have a look, and the video should be available as well. Around 30 people attended that, 14 were remote. so it was very well attended from the community. Some people from outside the community, outside the APNIC community were also there. So NRO EC provided an input as part of the review consultation, and we discussed that in detail, point by point, and came up with few input of our own. So there was another proposal presented by one of the community member, Mr. Parhar. We discussed that two-stage solution as well. Then there was a very nice presentation from Craig and explaining how the supporting organizations works and what are the rights they have. Then it was decided to create a survey to gauge the response from the larger community within the APNIC region. Transcript has stopped. It started again. Yes, I am lost. Okay. Anyway, so sorry, I don't know. So I can start. Okay. Brain freeze. Sorry, I had a coffee. So anyway, so it was decided to create a survey to get consensus from the larger APNIC audience and get their response and input and what they are thinking. So we created a survey and circulated it yesterday quite late in the evening and to some mailing list this morning. So yes, of course, people didn't get enough time. So in less than 12 hours or something, we already got around 26 responses from the community. And we actually got 28, but 2 were from outside the APNIC region, because one of the questions was asking that if you are from the APNIC region or if you are not from the APNIC region. So we made sure that we are only covering the responses from the APNIC region. So we have 26 responses. And these were the questions, very simple question asking about what people think. And the responses were quite encouraging and in line with what we were discussing yesterday. So number one was, should the numbers community continue to provide 2 directors of the ICANN board member? And the overwhelming response says yes. Then should the number community continue to be part of ICANN's empowered community? Again, there's a strong support for yes. Number 3 was there was an argument from the NRO EC's input was that what there should be one name, or there should be a name which is easy to understand for everybody. And then we had a lengthy discussion discussing which should be the name. And we said, okay, fine, let's ask the community. And you can see the community is supporting keeping the name ASO. There is some support for NRO, but you can see other options. People say don't care, whatever the name is, it's all about the functionality and the responsibility and the role. So, yep. And the very last question was very important. And it is, should negotiation with ICANN on ASO review involve an APNIC and other IRI community representative? And response is again quite strong, saying that yes, community representative should be part of documenting any principle or proposal when negotiating with the ICANN organization. So this is the update from the session, and this survey will continue for a whole week. So we have like 24 hours has been after I can say like 6 more days at least before we give the final conclusion on the consensus, and we will try to put it on the APNIC blog if we can, and share all the results. And of course, the result will be available on the working group mailing list. So the working group mailing list is here. I would encourage you, if you are interested in this discussion, please join the mailing list and ask question, whatever, or provide your feedback or your comment or concern. And this is the survey link. If you are interested in providing any feedback, please provide now, so it is easier for us to understand what community thinks. So that's it from my end. If you have any question, concern, or comment, please.
Thank you, Aftab.
Yeah.
We have a question from the floor.
Yeah. Parhar from NetPlus. I was part of the discussions yesterday and have been on the mailing list. Unfortunately, what I find is that we have been at it for last year nearly, and we have not been able to cover as much ground as we should have covered. This is something which needs to be decided as early as possible. So I would request the co-chairs to prod the community to get the responses in and formulate our views, and so that these are released to the environment, and correct decision making can take place. So at this moment, timing is important, because we are getting too delayed. Thank you.
So just to quickly respond to that is, as one of the co-chair and alongside me, we have Simon Baroi and Izumi Okatani as the co-chair. We'll be once we close this survey, which we will in a week's time, we will write a detailed report and share it with the working group mailing list so that they can comment as well. And of course, once everything is decided between the working group, we will provide a detailed report to the wider APNIC community. So yes, we will take this matter as an urgent matter and provide the feedback as early as possible.
Yeah, thank you. I urge the community also to join in the survey and give their opinions as fast as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Parhar, and thank you, Aftab.
Thank you.
I think we'll have open mic before the end of the day, so we can resume some questioning back then. Thank you, Aftab, and Izumi and Simon for running the ASO review working group. And we hope we come to a more concrete solution in near future. Next up in the series of reports, we have the Policy SIG report, and I invite our Policy SIG chair, Sumon Ahmad Sabir.
Thank you, Chair. I'll report about the policy session happened this morning. And here's the agenda. We started with NROAC election. And thank you, Rajesh, again, for being re-elected again. And then we have moved to IANA RC elections, review committee elections. And Barton Sharier elected as IANA review committee member. And then we move to our policy session. And first, we have a report there from Mr. Bazish Jain on ASAC, and followed by a ARIN policy development process by Tina Morris. And then we discussed Prop 118, no need policy in APNIC region. We have been discussing this policy for quite a while, but again, it didn't reach consensus, so we got mixed opinions. Some want to stay with the status quo, and some proposed for the changes and move to no-need policy, but again, it didn't reach consensus, and so again, we're going to sending it back to mailing list. Then we've discussed Prop 124, clarification on IPv6 sub-assignment. It is just modification of an earlier policy and some addition, but to tackle some operational issue, but again, it didn't get proper support for, and didn't reach consensus. So again, we are forwarding back to mailing list. Then we have discussed on Prop 125, validation of abused mailbox and other IRT emails. It's proposed by again, Jordi and Aftab. And this proposal reached consensus, and we'll have a consensus again in this AMM. And we also discussed Prop 126, PDP update by Jordi. And this proposals also didn't reach consensus. We have vibrant discussions there, but Jordi willing to rewrite again and probably come back to mailing list again. So that's from the what happened today. And we have 3 withdrawn proposals, which we have discussed earlier and didn't reach consensus. Prop 119, temporary transfer, Prop 120, final/8 pool exhaustion plan, and Prop 123, modify 103/8 IPv4 transfer policy. But authors' proposal this time, they withdrawn their proposal, so we didn't have a discussion on that. And but before thank you all, I just request chair to have a consensus for Prop 125, validation of abuse mailbox and other IIT emails into the AMM. This policy about actually that in the WHOIS database we have IIT object for a long time, and it has been noticed that it's not really updated, and a large number of it is actually having invalid data, and people cannot reach them easily. So kind of validation mechanism so that we can validate and right contact in right place. So up to chair.
Hold on a second. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get this thing. We should call for the consensus at the end of your presentation, Suman Bhai.
I have ended actually, so
Okay.
you can go for consensus.
Okay, so we'll go for consensus on one proposal that actually reached consensus. So the thing is, I can't see the slide. That's what I'm struggling
It's
with.
in the screen.
Okay, now I can. Sorry. So Prop 125, validation of abused mailbox and other IRT emails. As per the policy structure, this proposal has reached consensus in a policy seg, and so we are going to do a call for consensus in the AMM. I'll go straight and say, does anyone have anything against this policy? If anyone has any strong objections against the policy, I don't see any hands. Is there support for this policy? Please just show your support. Okay, I do see some hands, but I actually don't see all the hands. So can I request the camera to turn around? Okay, I think we do have some amount of consensus here. So we declare that policy Prop 125 has reached consensus in the AMM. This will still go through the usual period on the mailing list. So if anyone has still any strong opinions about it, please come forward on the mailing list, and then we'll go for ratification after that. And that is true with all the policies. As for the other policies, the chairs are recommending it to go back to the mailing list. So we'll see those proposals again at the next meeting. Is that right, Suman Bhai?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to the policy sec chair, Sumon,
Thank you.
Pradhan, and Chingho.
I just like to make one point that we have got some very good suggestions from the meeting that how to encourage more people to participate and make it more understandable to the community about the policy before going to consensus, and we'll try to follow that. And also we get the feedback on use of Confer. So I think we need to do something before next meeting so that we can have a dialogue on that, how we should be using it or how we can improve that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Suman Bhai. and the other two co-chairs of the policy SIG. And also congratulations to Baton for being elected to the review committee for another term. Next up, we have the NIR SIG report. The NIR SIG report will be presented by Sunny on behalf of the chair and co-chair of the NIR SIG. Sunny?
Thank you, Gaurav. So Zen is not here. He has to leave early from the conference. He provided the notes to me, so I'm going to read the notes as provided to me. NIR 6 session was held in the afternoon of September 11th. About 70 people attended this session. SIG chair Shyam Nair's term ended at APNIC 46. Srinivas Chandi, that's myself, my real name, from APNIC conducted the chair election. Because no candidate was nominated before the deadline, co-chair Zen Yu will assume acting chair till APNIC 47. Chair and co-chair election will be held at APNIC 47. This is the agenda. One NIR is missing from it, which is the Indian NIR. Irene did not submit any slides, nor was present in the session. So we had updates from the other 6 NIRs. After all the NIR updates, Gongli and Pan from APNIC made a report about NRO resource statistics. Zen Yu gave a CNIC update, shared the latest data about internet users in China. He introduced CNIC membership growth, IP and ASN allocation status. In July, CNIC held a workshop with APNIC in Beijing. APNIC training officer Jessica Wei conducted a wonderful workshop in Chinese to 70 engineers. Lastly, Zen shared the IPv6 development status. In China, after Chinese government issued the IPv6 National Action Plan, the IPv6 deployment in China has made rapid progress. VNIC update, ON Nguyen updated VNIC's activities, internet resources statistics, IPv6 measurement, and upcoming activities. In 2018, VNIC held OPM 2018, VNIX NOC 2018, did a series of IPv6 promotional activities such as IPv6 Day trainings and IPv6 study. ON also shared the upcoming activities such as Vietnam National IPv6 Action Plan, series of trainings, issuing report on Vietnam Internet Resources 2018, etc. TWNIC update, Tim Wong gave the TWNIC update. It covered the statistics of TWNIC's IP members, IPv4 and v6 allocation, activities, training program, IPv6 user availability, RPKI deployment, and future works. TWNIC held an IPv6 workshop with APNIC in May and attended about 40 attendees. They held 2018 TWNOG and 30th TWNIC IP OPM in June. Paul Wilson, Director General of APNIC, Fred Baker, Co-Chair of IPv6 Operations Working Group, IETF, were invited to make keynote speeches. TWNIC has built the RPKI CA testbed environment, validator, and management system and plan to provide RPKI services to TWNIC members this year. There's a JPNIC update. Hiroki Kawabata gave the JPNIC update. He introduced the activities and statistics of JPNIC. JPNIC did much work to promote IPv6 and RPKI, collaborated with other organizations, held IPv6 seminar, provided hands-on RPKI course to beginners, shared experiences with other NIRs, and so on. JPNIC Open Policy meeting was held in June 2018. Hiroki also shared the data of member resource holder, resource distribution, and IPv4 ASN market transfer. Report from update from IDNIC. Adi Kusuma gave a presentation. He shared the data about members and resource allocation. He also shared their work on WHOIS data quality improvement, RDAP, and public API, IPAM, IP address management, to WHOIS and MyIDNIC, Indonesian Network Information Center's IP portal. It's just like MyAPNIC for APNIC members. KRNIC update. Jin Hyun Cho gave the KRNIC update. He shared the statistics about the members, IP and ASN allocation. KRNIC has done a series of effective work in the past half year, included policy updates, regular checkup of IP WHOIS information accuracy, synchronizing WHOIS information between APNIC and KISA. Asia Pacific Internet Governance Academy was held in July 2018. After all the NIR updates, Gongli and Pan from APNIC gave a report about NRO's resource status. He shared the global IPv4, V6, and ASN allocation status by RIRs from multiple dimensions. He also shared the global IPv4 transfer status. And he said this is the photo of all the speakers. And that's all. Okay, that's all I want to report. You can download the slides for specific details from the conference website for individual NIR reports. Thank you. Thanks, Gaurav.
Thanks, Sunny. That was a quick report. And thanks to the chair and co-chair and all the NIRs who participated in the meeting. Next, we have a report on the Cooperation SIG by the Cooperation SIG chair, Dr. Govind.
Thank you, Chair. I would be making a presentation on the Cooperation SIG report, which was held on 11 September. I am the chair of the Cooperation SIG, and Bikram Shrestha is the co-chair. So this year's, for the sake of the information of the APNIC community here, the Cooperation SIG is a forum created by APNIC to discuss and deliberate on the wider issues of public policy issues on internet and internet governance, which relates to the APNIC community and which also involves the governments and other stakeholders. So this year's theme was challenges of challenges of data protection and privacy. We had the excellent the panel here. We had Bikram Shrestha, Craig from APNIC, Savanika from ICANN, Guo Feng from Vice Chair of GAC in ICANN, Raja Azrina from Independent Information Security Advisor from Malaysia. So Bikram gave an overview of the privacy and legal status in Nepal, how the privacy issues are dealt with. Individual privacy bill is yet to be, acted there, and it is put up in the table in Parliament. There is a push for new data protection laws in Nepal. Need for more multi-stakeholder discussions and consultations are currently underway. He also mentioned that there is a need to take a balanced approach between accessibility and privacy for the WHOIS database. Craig from APNIC talked about the WHOIS privacy needs, which needs to be examined from the numbers and names perspective, because it is WHOIS for whom we are talking about. Important that WHOIS service continues to be accessible, accountable, traceable, and transparent, because traceability and accountability of the WHOIS database is very critical for network operators to make the network operational and from the law enforcement agencies' point of view. He compared the European GDPR Act to the Australian privacy laws, which he said it is more or less same. We need not change anything in the present privacy laws which is prevalent in the APNIC, which is APNIC is following. There is an intersection between the WHOIS and the privacy. It needs to be balanced and reasonable. It's not that in the name of privacy we cut down on the WHOIS database. So there is a need to have what needs to be privacy data and what needs to be reasonably put on the WHOIS database. the extraterritorial application of GDPR Act. If once the European law is already enacted, that does not mean that every other region of the world has to follow that. So we need to see that if there are multiple acts which is acted by different parts of the country or the regions of the world. So it needs to be seen that which one and how we are following these acts and as the GDPR rules. Which is prepared in the ethnic region is prepared as a bottom-up multi-stakeholder approach and which needs to be, continued as it is. Savanika, on the part of the names from the ICANNs, talked about how the ICANN is preparing for the GDPR because the names are more important from the ICANN point of view. Framework for a unified access model for continued access to full WHOIS data for community feedback. They are working on this framework and they are taking the feedback from the various stakeholders. Goal is to develop a model in line with the GDPR to provide legal certainty for all parties. The RDS evolved to serve the need of the different users, the registry data services. The EPDP process is underway for GTDLDs. So they are mostly working through expedited policy development process for this with the GNSO. Geofeng from the GAC talked about the governmental perspective, how the ICANN is working with the different stakeholders to evolve the framework for GDPR compliance. They have come out with the temporary specs for GTLD registration data, which started in May. Then GNSO also initiated the EPDP process on temporary specs. I think it started in July. In general, there is a general consensus in the GAC to have this GDPR kind of thing to maintain the current, but however they want to maintain the current structure of the WHOIS. GAC does not envision an operational role in designing and implementing the proposed accreditation programs. So GAC overall wants to see that whatever is going on should be in line with their own country's perspective also. Raja Azrina talked about the CERT perspective in how they identify the IP addresses or domains that have been reported for phishing and spamming cases. Challenges faced from the inaccuracy of the information in the WHOIS database. Continued access to WHOIS data for LEAs and operators. Policy, he also talked about the policy making is one thing and its implementation is a challenge. There has to be an escalation mechanism to record the issues. I think today's policy, the validation process which has come out, I think it is good for this kind of WHOIS database to be in line with that. In summary, I would say that WHOIS is a critical for traceability and accountability point of view. Present system of accessibility to WHOIS for numbers to continue need no changes and takes care of the privacy. Balance is required between privacy and WHOIS and should be reasonable. ICANN is working towards an appropriate framework for GDPR compliance for domain names. This is the photograph of the full panelist along with chair and co-chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Govind. Thank you to the chairs and co-chairs of the co-presidency, Dr. Govind and Vikram. Next on in the series of reports, we now have Kenny Huang presenting a report from the IPv6 readiness measurement session.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I'm going to give in a report on IPv6 readiness measurement board report. Okay, that's the outline. So we have 4 presentations this time introduced by from different perspectives regarding to IPv6 measurement. The first presenter was presented by Jody Pillay, and he introduced the ISP should look in for IETF draft like IPv6 operation transition include for the IPv4 as a service in the new CE acquisition. So the new CE vendor also have a more business opportunity to comply with the standard. It's become a standard. So that's recommended by Jody. And second presentation made by is IPv6 only network for container and orchestration by Valentin. And that he briefly introduced and demonstrated the container technology and how container can improve company workflow and show how IPv6 only can be used in the container orchestration platform and how Kubernetes can improve security, reliability, and the future of your application hosting. The third presentation presented by Anurag from Hurricane Electronics. He introduced the IPv6 growth at Hurricane Electric. So everything should be ready for the IPv6, as he suggests. And Hurricane Electric have an IPv6 certification program. It's running for been a while, and encourage all the participants to join the certification program. And also share the current internet statistic for New Caledonia, Fiji, and PNG report. And also show APNIC IPv6 measurement statistics. Last slide presented by Gu Jinhan from TWNIC. Traditionally, we have three common criteria to measure the IPv6. The first one was a BGP advertisement, and as collect the data from BGP advertisement, you can see the growth from BGP advertisement. The first one would be from Japan and Taiwan, Malaysia. And second observation criterion is come from the service availability. We can also see the service availability keep growing since last year. Last one is a user availability. Most of the user availability data was collected from APNIC statistic data, and we can see a lot of countries that still keep growing in the IPv6 service user availability. So I conclude we have 4 presentations, and we about 60 participants join the presentation, join the workshop, and also IPv6 readiness starting from is already running for 5 years. The first BOF running for APNIC 36, and the last one will be this one will be 11 BOF running for APNIC 46. So aggregated, we have more than 30 organizations join the presentation and contribute their idea how to make a good IPv6 measurement. So finalized to conclusion is that will be the last IPv6 readiness measurement section. And starting from, because most of the place in Asia Pacific country, basically all the IPv6 already growing. And so we want to see there's more any other IPv6 deployment issues such as security issue or interoperability issue with the existing legacy IPv4 address space. So starting from next meeting, we will be renamed to the IPv6 deployment section. Okay, that's pretty much end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny, for the report. And thank you for the supports of the IPv6 readiness measurement BOF for so many years. And it's glad to know that it's now going to move into being a deployment session discussion. So in the series of continuing reports, we now have an APIX report by Dr. Yuzo Koga.
Okay, thank you. Hello, I'm Yuzo Koga from JPNAP. So Zulform IIX, who is a member of the steering committee of APIX, is here, but unfortunately he could not attend the meeting on Monday. And Toyama-san, who is a chairman of the steering committee of the APIX, he has left here and now working in Japan on behalf of me. I'm sorry for him. So anyway, let me report APIX update. Okay. So APIX is Association of the Internet Exchange Providers, and we share the information and experiences of the issues or solutions regarding to the Internet exchange. And so these are the members of the steering committee of APIX, 5 members, steering committee members. And we have 27 IXPs as a member, as APIX member from 70 countries listed below. So now, this time, we have 2 new members. One is Ryukyu IX from Okinawa, Japan, and the other is TWIX from Taiwan. And this slide summarizes the APIX meeting on Monday. We have technical and operation topics. One is large BGP communities at IXP root servers. This is presented by the Nasato from JPNAP, and second one is the RPKI deployment at IXPs, presented by Chifu from Epinik. The last one is localizing his effort of localizing the peering DB interface by Masataka from JPIX. We had a good discussion, and we have several IXP updates from JPNAP, VNix, JPIX, BBIX, and I think BDIX also had updates at the meeting. And administrative topics, unfortunately, we had a small number of participants at the meeting, so we couldn't have a general meeting. So we had a brief introduction to modify the APIX bylaw, which is in order to promote to pay participant fee, membership fee, we discussed about restricting some rights of members who are not pay membership fee, like the limits to voting rights or limits to be nominate rights or be a nominee right. So that's it from the APIX meeting. And let me announce about the Peering Asia 2.0. Peering Asia 2.0 will be held in Hong Kong, co-hosted by the HIX and HK NOG. The meeting will be held from October 21st to 25th. So next month. And so Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, Hong Kong is geographically in center of Asia, so we think people can have easy access to there, and visa-free arrangement, and there are many choices of the accommodation or convenient local transportation. So that's a good place to have Peering Asia 2.0. And people or network providers which are interested in the Peering Asia 2.0, please visit the website and register. Already 120 people have been registered, I heard. And program will be fixed in a week or so. So please visit and register to the Peering Asia. And the final thing that we are planning to have a Peering Asia 3.0 next year. So a call for host proposal. We are looking for the host of the Peering Asia 3.0 in autumn 2019, and submission deadline is by the end of this week. It means tomorrow. So those who are interested in to be a host, please volunteer. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to the APIX and Toyama-san and everyone else in the community. Now, in the series of reports, next we have Shaila reporting on the Women in ICT session.
A very good afternoon, everyone, and Mojo. I'm Shaila Sharmin. Yesterday, we had the Women in ICT session with 3 panelists, Perrine from New Caledonia, Josiah from Mongolia, and Shalu from Tonga. The room was full, and there was some good questions and comments. And I made a quick announcement during that session that about a new initiative that we have taken that you can all get involved within. And seven months ago at APNIC 45, I asked the APNIC EC for more support and encouragement for women pursuing career in ICT, or for the women who are already working in internet technology sector in Asia Pacific region. As a result, some community member and APNIC staff made a small working group to define the terms of reference and our activities. Today, I'm very much delighted to inform you all that APNIC has finally launched the APAC ICT mailing list to everyone who are interested in supporting the gender diversity in this region for technology sector. This mailing list is for increasing the participation of female in this community, like including speaking engagement, including policy discussion, community trainer, and program community member, and more. And this mailing list, this initiative has been taken also. For their technical and leadership skill development to share their more career opportunities and scholarship opportunities, fellowship opportunities, also for sharing good contents, best practices, and good technical resources, and their success stories, of course. Our first activities has been to start the APAC ICT mailing list, and now it is open for all, and people who are supporting diversity in technology sector, in internet technology sector, you are all invited to join there. And you can find more information in APNIC blog. We already have posted it in the website, and you can get all the details about it. So it is open for everyone. You are all invited to join in. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaila, for the update. Next up, actually, we've come to the end on the series of reports from the different sessions during the week. So we actually have some time for open mic. So this is the time when you can, if you have any comments, questions, or anything, to line up and have your questions ready. So while you think about the questions or comment and start lining up, I'm going to invite Che-Hu Chang. He is going to do a prize draw for APNIC Academy. So Chihu, you can give a bit of background and do the prize draw.
Okay. In fact, the prize draw has been done, and we are going to announce the winners.
Chihu, who are you?
Oh, this is Chihu Chang from APNIC. Sorry. Together with Peter, also from APNIC, we are going to announce the winners for the prize draw. As a lot of people know, our new APNIC Academy platform was launched 2+ weeks ago, and which allows us to, have more easy to use courses, and also allow us to manage APNIC Academy more easily. And we also can host third-party content, courses, and also allow us to do virtual labs. And in order to do improvement, we encourage people to provide us some feedbacks after they've done it, done the courses, and also doing the labs. And that's why we have the prize draw. And we actually have very encouraging results. We have 128 valid survey responses. All are very encouraging, and a lot of feedbacks which are very useful for our future improvement. And we did the prize draw about an hour ago. Many thanks to Kam Young, our EC member, who helped us to witness the prize draw to make sure that we did it right. And we have 4 prizes. The biggest prize is the Microsoft Surface Pro. And we also have 3 Apple Watches. Sorry, it's just Series 3, not Series 4. Just announced, it's still not available. But anyway, I'm going to hand over to Peter, our training curriculum manager, who is in charge of Academy, to announce the 4 winners.
Thank you, Chihu. I'm pleased to announce the winners of this prize draw, and thank everyone who has provided feedback on the Academy over the last few weeks. In 4th prize for the Apple Watch Series 3 is Harold Tubog in 4th position for the prize. 3rd is Muhammad Azul Izam Prince, also an Apple Watch Series 3. In 2nd place, Remsi Jenna Dilaza, also a Apple Watch Series 3. And 1st prize goes to Ala Radi. Congratulations, Ala. And we will now contact you on email, and please make contact with us so we can get your prizes to you. So thanks once again from APNIC.
Thank you, Chihu and Peter, and congratulations on the good kickoff to the APNIC Academy. And we hope it goes forward and we get a lot more online training going in the coming years. As I said earlier, we are now in open mic. I know everybody wants to go to the social because Sunny did a good job of explaining. So it's time for open mic. Someone other than Aftab.
Because I'm already on the mic.
Okay, go on.
Aftab Siddiqui, I have just a quick suggestion for APNIC EC to consider. We saw this morning NRO-NC election, sorry, let me correct, NRO-NC election. There were 16 candidates. Most of them, I have never heard of them. I've been coming to APNIC events for the last 11 years. Being one of the NRO-NC member, I think there is a problem here. People are not aware of the responsibility of NRO-NC, and it is a representation of the whole community. So we should take some steps and make it clear that what are the responsibility of the NRNC and what are they applying for, and we don't have to put barriers for nomination, but there should be some checks for the nomination. People who have never attended a single meeting, I think they shouldn't be a nominee, because if they don't understand the policy development process, if they have never participated in any policy development process, then I think there should be some barrier for those people. It's just a suggestion. It's up to IPNIC EC to consider, because there is no mechanism today, there is no policy today. Thank you.
Thank you, Aftab. I think we'll take this into consideration definitely, because this has been raised a few times in the past as well. Any other comments or questions or suggestions or
my
anything?
comment is on Aftab. I think that is already reflected in the voting pattern.
Can you identify yourself, Dr. Govind?
I'm Dr. Govind Gaurav.
Yep.
Able to see?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, please identify yourself when you speak, anyone, for the records. Thank you.
Okay. Should I speak now?
Yep.
Yeah. So what Aftab said is right, because normally those who stand for the elections, they should have a full background and full participation in the process of EPNIC. But what I've seen in the voting pattern today is already reflected that they have got not that kind of voting because of their unknown to the EPNIC community. So that is already reflected in the whole system. This is my comment only.
Thank you, Dr. Govind. Any other?
Hi, I'm Mavis Stone from the Solomon Islands. As a returning fellow, I would like to take this time to thank the sponsors for this EPNIC 46, especially OPT, EPNIC Foundation, and Google for organizing this 2 weeks of intensive workshop and conference. From today, I'm happy to say that I've been overwhelmed by the wealth of knowledge I've gained after listening to technical experts presenting their in the field. So thank you so much, EPNIC, and I'm looking forward for attending more workshop and conference in near future. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more? I've got another 7 minutes. Let's quickly check all our emails. Okay, looks like we don't have any topic right now. One of the things that did come up is what we would like the community and those in the room and those who are watching online is to come up with ideas on how we can increase participation in our policy process. Because we see ups and downs. And I think right now it's a kind of slower moving policy process. So we would like to get more engagement, especially from the newcomers, on how to make the policy process more interactive, interesting, and more fruitful for everyone. And then from the IPNIC EC side, I think, as I said earlier, we welcome any feedback, inputs anytime at all. And even for the different programs we do and, things like the length of the meeting, the topic of the workshop, anything that we are involved in, we'd be happy to get some feedback anytime, formally or informally. Now, having said that, and given that we don't have much Q&A today, I would like to welcome the host of APNIC 48 1 year from now, Dr. Phochanan, to come and present us about APNIC 48. APNIC 48 will be a year from now in Thailand.
สวัสดีค่ะ I'm Phochanan from THNIC Foundation, Thailand. Thanks APNIC for inviting me to be here today as we gonna be the next year local host in Thailand. As some of you may know, APNIC 48 will be held in September next year, 2019, at Chiang Mai. So today I will present shortly about important information, getting visa, traveling to Thailand and Chiang Mai, and video presentation. Flying to Thailand and Chiang Mai International Airport is very convenient. There are many direct flights from many cities around the world, and about 50 flights a day from capital city Bangkok to Chiang Mai. For visa application, for most cases, foreigners entering Thailand for events like APNIC conference can apply for a tourist visa. And many countries may get an visa exemption for a period of up to 30 days, so you can check for your embassy. And this is a brief information for visitor. Well, in Chiang Mai, many places, activities, food, things are waiting for you to see, do, eat, and shop. Okay, before the video presentation starts, let me briefly introduce you our foundation. We are not for-profit organization focused on promote and facilitate the development and usage of internet in Thailand. We also facilitate domain name registration and management of .th and idn.thai. So now the time, please enjoy the video presentation from Tourist Authority of Thailand and see you again next year in Chiang Mai, please.
Thank you very much. I think we have a short video presentation now.
Chiang Mai, Lamphun, Lampang, the Lanna Kingdom, the land of grandeur of 1,000 years in the past. Wondrous archaeological sites are reflecting the glory of a bygone era. Exquisite architecture conveying the tales of life, customs, and traditions of the local people, and the precious culture from generation to generation, up to the present day. The power of nature creating the abundant forms, nourishing people's lives through the past and the sustainable agriculture, in accordance with the words, the advice of His Majesty the King, of the loved father of King of all the Thai people. Chiang Mai also has the International Convention and Exhibition Center, commemorating His Majesty's 7th cycle birthday anniversary. It is decorated by Thai Lana style and completely well prepared for both national and international conventions, exhibitions, and fairs, comprising with usable space of 60,000 square meters, modern facilities, and professional services. Therefore, it is ideally suitable to host world-class international MICE events. All kinds of conveniences and facilities, all there for you to choose from, ready to provide you with the service, warm friendship to create an unforgettable memory for you. Enjoy yourself. Take pleasure of a variety of activities, of the brimming laughter and smiles. Take up the challenge at over 20 international standard golf courses. A place to learn about wildlife, Chiang Mai Zoo. Get a glimpse of an underwater world, Chiang Mai Zoo Aquarium. And enjoy the exhilaration of the night safari, Chiang Mai Night Safari. Savor fine cuisine of local Thai dishes, international or seafood, in the atmosphere of your choice. The local wisdom riven into well-known handicrafts, hand-painted umbrellas, fine silk, hand-woven cotton, silverware, lacquerware, wood carvings, among other quality products. Do your shopping for jewelry at modern shopping malls. It's all there for you to choose from, to your heart's content. Experience the diverse tourism Chiang Mai, Lamphun, and Lampang have to offer. Lush and fertile nature, cherished history, intricate art and culture. A warm welcome to all visitors. Experience the charms of the land of Lana culture, infused with style and elegance.
Well, that is excellent. I think we all look forward to going to Chiang Mai in 1 year's time. And thank you, T.S. Nick, for being our host. And we'll be there. The next APNIC meeting, APNIC 45, will be in Daejeon in Korea, along with Apricot, as usual. So in order of meetings, we have the next two meetings identified and outlined. The third APNIC meeting after this, 49 should be back in the Pacific region, as Apricot rotates the same way as APNIC does. If you've looked at the pattern, then the meeting goes around in 4 quadrants: the Pacific, South Asia, North Asia, and Southeast Asia. And in 2020, Apricot will have to come back to the Pacific, and I don't think it's been decided yet. So we'll know when they decide. Now we come towards the end. I would like to request Paul to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Gaurav. Yes, as usual at this time of the week, we've got quite a few people to thank. I think in the interest of time, we're going to have some gifts and a photo shoot, but after the meeting closes. I think that's right, Gaurav?
Yes, so you will do the vote of thanks, but we'll continue with gifts for the sponsors later after the closing.
Okay, I hope you don't mind though if I present something to OPT right now, because
yes.
OPT
Yes.
as the host has done an outstanding job and also worked over several years towards this. So I think I've got something for Philippe, if he's here.
Philippe? Indeed, OPT was going to host the APNIC meeting few years ago, but the Lee Meridian decided to get renovated, which meant that we had to postpone the meeting, and we finally were able to come here. So thank you.
So thanks to Philippe and Gael here.
Gael, yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. She's the one who did it with all the team. Yeah.
Thank you. Really?
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks. Yeah, I thought several meeting attendees this week have said this has been the most spectacular location for an APNIC meeting, so I agree. Thanks so much. So as I say, there are plenty to thank, and we do have gifts, and we'll do some photo shoots after the meeting closed. But I'd like you to join me in thanking the government of New Caledonia, who also hosted the meeting and supported the opening in the magnificent centre the other night. So to the government here, thank you. We have 2 platinum sponsors, Intelia and Adrex, and again, without people coming in with this kind of commitment, the meeting couldn't be here. So thanks so much to both. The gold sponsor, again, MicroLogic Systems. And a whole lot more sponsors and supporters who came in different ways to sponsor different parts of the meeting or come in at silver or bronze level. We had Google, we had Apchi, we had Lagoon, Gandhi.net, Canal, CNNIC, Internet Society, JPNIC, KISA, Nautil, and NS Focus. Thank you to all of you for the contributions. And more, Paraquam, TWNIC, Ifingo, SF2I, Nouvelle-Calédonie, and Air Calin. And then, in addition, a lot of volunteers, some regulars who keep coming back year after year and contributing their time and effort, some relative newcomers as well. So for the Policy SIG Chair and Co-Chair, Sumon, Ching Heng, and Bertrand. NIR SIG chairs and co-chairs, Shen Yu, who's the acting chair, Xiam Nair, also, but he finished his term at this conference. Thank you so much to both of you. Dr. Govind and Bikram as the Cooperation SIG Chair and Co-Chair. We also have other guests here who help by bringing their events and their sort of stakeholders and community together. So we had an AP Star meeting this week. We had APIX who now join us every time, and also FIRST with the TC. So we really appreciate the collaboration with you all and with others too in future. Thank you. And of course to all the speakers and moderators who again contributed their time. The NRO NC election chair, Perrine, scrutineers, Sean and Nicholas, the program committee, fellowship committee, the wonderful magicians down here, Nikki, Hillary and Catherine, from the stenographers who are doing this fantastic translation of sound into text. Thank you to the EC. I say this on behalf of APNIC Secretariat and of the organisation, and also I think of the community, in saying that the EC's support for these events has been essential. And 4 here, 3 who couldn't come, who are somewhere on a screen, maybe here. Thank you to the EC very much. I'd like to ask the APNIC staff who are in the room to stand up. There are a few scattered around. Thank you all. Thanks for the contribution. Really hard work over many weeks, actually, to make this meeting what it is. The NRO, NC, RIR colleagues, fellows and guests, and all of you too who came, in some cases a short distance, in some cases a very long distance to be here. Also, we haven't said so much about those who are joining us, still spending a lot of time to be here from afar, attending and participating remotely. Without the participation of the community, without the support of the members who make this meeting happen, but then without the support of everyone who comes along, then of course it wouldn't be the same, would it? So thank you all. Apricot 2019, the next event will be in Daejeon in South Korea. I'd like to acknowledge and thank KISTI, the Korean Institute for Science and Technology Information, who are the hosts. So please stay tuned for all the information about this. Workshops with Apricot, followed by the conference. And something to note is that this meeting is being co-located with APAN, the Asia Pacific Advanced Network, which is the R&E conference for the region. And so if you'd like to attend both, then you can stay right the way through from the 18th to the 28th for APAN 47 and Apricot 2019 with APNIC 47, all at the Daejeon Convention Center in Daejeon in South Korea. Let's not forget after that, as we've heard, APNIC 48 in Chiang Mai. Stay in touch, please. So there's one easy link, apnic.net/social, to get to all of these channels, as I mentioned before, and of course the blog, which is available for your reading pleasure 24 hours a day. Thanks to the comms team for that. See you all soon. I'll hand back to Gareth. Thanks.
Thank you, Paul, for the thank you address. On behalf of the EC, we would really like to thank Paul and the Secretariat for keeping the SIP running, and all the wonderful work the Secretariat does. Thank you very much. And I would also once again thank OPT on behalf of everyone for hosting the event, supporting APNIC for many, many years. Over the years, as I said, we were to come to New Caledonia a few years ago, couldn't come, but now we're finally here and have a really successful meeting to thank them for. In the final remarks before we close, I would still remind all the old-timers and the newcomers We constantly look for your feedback. This year and next year are going to be important because we'll be driving the next 4 years of strategic planning in the coming months and the year. So we would really like to hear from you. We'd really like to get your feedback on some of the activities, some of the work, the EPNIC Foundation, the change in approach to how we do our programs, the whole product management approach, some of the new initiatives we have taken, like the EPNIC Academy, like the data measurement frameworks, the foundation, and so on and so forth. So we'd really like to hear from you through the usual means that we said earlier in the morning. You can go to the website, send a message to the EC, or through my EPNIC, or through any of the social media that Paul just put on the screen. You don't have to wait for the next EPNIC meeting. EPNIC EC and EPNIC staff, and I like to include all the chairs of different working groups, committees, and SIGs in what we refer to the EPNIC community leadership. You'll see them in different events all over the region and in other parts of the world as well. Please do talk to them, give the feedback. And one of the critical things is I was not there this time, so I did not see Jeff present, but we are pretty close to running out of the final /8. And it could happen next year. It could happen the year after. So that will be a big milestone, I would say, or a landmark event for us in terms of, V4 address registry, being a V4 address registry. So we would like you to think about it, continue to do IPv6. We've seen great progress in the region in the last many years. And as Kenny said, I think we are moving from beyond the readiness report to actual deployment experience sharing. And so we need to keep that going. Though I do realize that V4 is going to be around for a while. So having said these things, I'd like to thank everyone. And then I will hope to see a lot of you in Korea in 6 months' time. With those words, I would like to officially close the EPNIC 46 AMM. Thank you very much. Now that the AMM is over, I would like to invite Sunny back and take over for the housekeeping and
house cleaning.
House cleaning as well, yes.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Request the sponsors to stay in the room and so that we can do some formalities. Well, I think as Sunny said in the morning, go wear your sandals so that you can go to the social event.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Gaurav.
Sunny, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So we like to, Paul already thank all the sponsors, but we like to give a token of appreciation to all our sponsors. So I'll call the names of the organizations. If you are representing that organization, if you are here in the room, please come up on the stage. And after you receive your token of appreciation, please stay on the stage so we can have a group photo as well. So I'd like to invite the OPT back on the stage here for a group photo. You can come now or maybe later. But I'll start with Intelia. I believe Perrine is here still in the room. Intelia? Oh, yeah, she's there. And Adrix? Bill Sylvester, you in the room? Or anyone else from Adrix? You can come forward to receive the token of appreciation. Thank you. MLS, Bertrand or anyone else? Yeah. I believe Google is not here. Lagoon? Anyone from Lagoon? Oh, yeah.
I am in behalf of Google.
Google, okay.
It's fine.
You can stay here. Not yet. No, we're not finished, done yet. We still have more sponsors. ABGI? Anyone here from ABGI? Yeah, we have to go back at the, yeah, off. Gandhi.net? Not here. NS Focus not here, but we thank them. Canal? Anyone from Canal? Button, just move that way. Jamal, can you move that way, please? Jamal. TW Nick? Kenny or Tim Wong or yeah. CN Nick?
Kenny, that's for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jessica.
Kisa?
Thank you so much.
Internet Society? Internet Society? JP Nick? Paraquem? No till. Nicholas is here. Yep. He's here. Ajit, could you go other side, please? Yeah. S2F.
No, thank you for your support. Couldn't do it without.
Paul Lanier, S2F. S2F. Is Paul here? No? No. Ifingo? Not here, Ifingo? No? NCTPS? NCTPS? No one? Aircalan? Well, we all have to go back home safe. And that's the only airlines from here. Anyone from Aircalan? No? Okay, once again, a round of applause to all the sponsors, please. That's it, Mark. Now, even the most important part, as I mentioned before, it's 5:35 now. By 6 p.m., you should be at the Shutter Royal next door, the hotel next door. So if you follow the APNIC staff and OPT staff outside, you need to go to the beachfront, which is where we had lunch every day. Follow that way and go to the beachfront. And then you just walk on the beach to the next hotel, Shutter Royal. The first taxi boat will start at 6:30 p.m. to the island. So if anyone is catching 1 a.m. flight, please take the first taxi boat to the island and you can come back early to go to the airport. And the rest of the